back again. I know y'all be saying y'all don't mind that I be late, but I mind that I'm late. This time I have a very good excuse. I was in the Bay Area over the weekend, then celebrated my niece on Monday, 2 hours away from me, so I hadn't watched anything and I was resting. Okay? Okay. What's up? How you doing, Ray of Sunshines? I am your girl, Talisa Ray, wife style coach. We are reviewing Ready to Love season 4 episode number 6, Opposites Attract. At least that's what they say. At least that's what I heard. At least if you do some work, you don't have to be exact to be compatible. So we open up and it's ladies first, ladies first. Ooh, ladies first. Okay, that don't really go, but it's the ladies lounge. It is their turn to choose the person that gets to leave, you know, so the pressure gets off of you to be your best, I suppose. But I mean, truth be told, you should be always putting your best foot forward, because next week, whatever you do this week may cause issue. Anyway, so they're in Lady Lounge. Everybody looks good. Looks like they coordinated. Everybody got on black by happenstance, so they say. And Tommy drops a bomb on them. He's all like, close your eyes and envision who is at your top. Who do you like? Who do you see yourself? Who makes you feel warm and cozy? Yeah, you can't date them this week. Date people who are not what you normally would date, or not who you like, because the likelihood of the person you're attracted to is what you're used to, and what you used to and what you've been doing ain't been working. So try something different. Listen, ladies, it's a thing. It's a thing. I dated a guy for 6 months because my cousin was like, you gotta get out of your zone, your comfort zone, and you know, like who likes you. For 6 months, I started to like him, and when I started to like him, I found that there were other things about him that I did not like. So sometimes stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something different, like if you like a chocolate brother, maybe try, you know, a lighter shade of brown, or, you know, a light skinned dude. Like, you know, we all need a little love. Try something different. You like them 6 feet? Okay, maybe try 5'11". 5'10". On these dating sites, they be lying. Anyway, let's keep going. The first people we see is Alexis and Ron. And Alexis is like, he's my number 2. He's my number 2, but we be talking on the phone all the time, and we ain't never had no date. So now we can really see if we gel, just not on the phone. Listen, all that talking and getting to know each other on the phone makes it easier for an in-person date, because you now feel like you know them. Like I have, you know, you have some skin in the game because you've been having conversations. I mean, I'm a lady that likes to talk on the phone, or like to have, you know, conversations with someone, not through just text messaging. It's my truth, okay? That's what I like. How many ladies can relate that you would rather hear his voice than see it and infer in text messages? So when he sees her and he hugs her, he picks her up, and I'm all like, it's because she's small in stature, and that's like a fetish. He probably wants to be able to pick her up and spin her around. And y'all act like that's not a fetish. That's not a thing for men. Because you can't be tall and plus. First off, plus size woman, we are actually very insecure about being picked up for the most part. Not all of us, but some of us, and I am some of us. I don't want to be picked up because I feel like you're going to drop me because I'm too heavy, or your back going to crack or something. And I'm going to feel really, really bad about it. So they're at the putt-putt. Miniature golf is what I call it, right? And you know, she's all like, you're gonna have to show me because I don't know. I was like, there she go. There she goes with her leading with her sexuality, with her sexiness. And there's not a problem with that. Like, I'm okay with that if you're not saying that that's not what you want. Because remember, she has said, when I start dating people, all they seem to want from me is sex. That's because that's how you're leading. You think that that's the thing that you have to offer. You have more than just your sexual being to offer. You know what I'm saying? You are beautiful without being sexy. Okay? So there's that. So as they're talking, he says that, you know what, I had a few concerns because you're a church girl and, you know, I'm really for the streets. I'm a heathen. You know, I ain't with all that. That ain't what he said. But you know what? That's what's implied. And, you know, she was like, you know what? I'm okay with it because you seem to know how to lead, etc. And I'm all like, okay, so most church goers, church girls, men, women, the babies, everybody knows that there's a thing about being equally yoked. Now, equally yoked includes, you know, financially, mentally, spiritually, right? Financially, did I say that already? But that you should be equally yoked in order for things to work. And so while she's saying that, I think to myself, well, doesn't that make you a little unequally yoked? I don't know. Listen, I'm just saying what I know that people say that are believers, that they have to be equally yoked. And it's not just spiritually, but spiritually is one of the things, the higher things up, because as a woman who is a believer in Christ, right? You want a man that's going to follow God. Who is he following? So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that against anybody else because I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. You know, I think that our spirituality is what we decide it is, right? You can have a melting pot of different beliefs. I'm not one of them people that's going to pigeonhole you and make you stay. But I'm just saying, you know, she was a pastor's wife and stuff. So y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking too long. So she shares with Ron that, you know, that she's interested in AJ and that's her normal type, you know, and then asks about Chrissy again. And the thing this time for me, I was like, she went as far as to like comparison, which made me feel away. Like she was like, yeah, you know, she's pretty and all that, but don't you want a woman of substance, a woman that you can build something with? As if you can't be extremely gorgeous and be brilliant. Be able to move forward, be able to bring value and worth to the table, as if, I mean, let me tell it, I'm extremely gorgeous, but I also have all these other things about me that I bring to the table. Okay, I'm not the table, but low-key I am. You better come with your table so we can have one of them big family style tables. But I'm just saying, and then on top of that, you saying how gorgeous she is, and don't you want someone who can match your swag, pretty much, right? Or that has more to offer. You saying that is also saying that you don't see yourself as beautiful as Chrissy. I don't know, y'all. Maybe I'm reading too much into that. Maybe that's just my shit. Maybe I'm low-key triggered. I don't know, because people be thinking you pretty and that you stupid. It's a no. That's not how it works. And that's just the vibe that I got. And I don't know. I might be tripping. If I'm tripping, y'all tell me down below in the comments. I just was like, you can't be gorgeous and have substance too? Like, what the fuck? He shares that Chrissy is his normal type. I mean, we all got a type. She said she had a type, which was AJ. He said he got a type, which is Chrissy, and that's why he gravitated towards her. So then Alexis is like, okay, because you know, she don't compete or nothing for men. That's what she said a couple episodes ago. But she's all like, well, what puts me ahead of Chrissy? I'm all like, build on your connection and not worry about the other one. He done told you a million times that you're his number one. But nonetheless, he gives her great answers. He said it feels like she's going to upgrade him, put him a level above, help him level up a little bit. Which also is saying that Chrissy won't, because she's pretty. But listen, Chrissy has come across as wanting to be a kept woman. So I think that that's probably where they get that from. But still, yo, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want you to uplift me and down another woman. I just want you to tell me what you like about me. I don't even want to ask about other women. Like, y'all know I say it all the time. I just want to know what you like about me, how you feel about me. You know, I don't want to tap into my insecurities by asking you about your other hoes. Okay, I don't want to do it. He carries her out, and I'm all like, again, there's that whole carrying thing. Then we get to see AJ and Amber together. Amber's like, you know what, he ain't my type. They don't even look good together, right? To me, they don't even match. But she's all like, he gives me arrogant, like I'm that dude type vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look good, look at me. Listen, shave that beard off and see if he still is attractive to a lot of women. Sometimes these beards be helping these brothers out. And that chocolate skin, of course, listen, is fetishized by not only other ethnicities, but ours too. Because, I mean, how many of you would be like, I like a dark-skinned brother? As if something is wrong with the counterparts. Oh, y'all heard me snort. AJ asked, you know, who you feeling? And I can't remember, but I wrote it down. I imagine she told him Chris. She shares with him, though, straight off the top. Like, you know what? I really, you know, wouldn't normally talk to you because you come off as arrogant. And you come off like she shared her thoughts with him. And the reason she was able to do that was because she was not interested in him. A lot of times we aren't able to express that kind of, or we aren't able to be as direct in our expression when we like someone, in fear that they aren't going to want to be with us or it's going to turn them off. And I always feel like if there's something about someone that rubs you the wrong way, maybe address it. But she held back, did not hold back, and he was like, I was taken aback a bit. She was like, you give me that I'm AJ and I look good and everybody should want me. And when she said that, he said, you know what, I got work to do. I want to be here. I don't want to be the next one going. I don't want to, that's not what I want. But, you know, it didn't seem like you were interested in me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like we have to match energies and I have work to do. And she was like, yeah, but I'm gonna match your energy for the most part, right? And so I think that she probably wasn't matching his energy because she felt the I'm the shit energy from him and that everybody should want to be with me. That was the energy that she was getting. So you're not gonna, I ain't gonna holler at you, especially a woman of Amber's caliber who has shit going for herself. She looking like, yo, I'm the shit. Why are you acting like that? I'm not gonna chase after no nigga. That's what I think she saw, and that's why she did not like try and have conversations with him or match whatever energy he may or may not have come up with. So the next date we see is Chrysanthemum, and Chris, KG. So Chrissy and Chris. Chrissy is like, listen, I'm out here in the wilderness. I like Ron, but he got a backup plan, so I need one too. Like, I'm not finna be out here and be the next one gone because don't nobody else like me because I'm putting my eggs in the basket. All right, girl. Then you should have been doing that long time ago. There's some other people out there that you could have been hollering at. But nonetheless, oh, I wrote down that she's a little arrogant. Like, she thinks everybody should want to be with her. Like, her attitude is when people be like, oh, she's stuck up. That's what I get. Like, people might say to me, oh, I thought you were stuck up, or oh, I thought you were bougie. And then they get to talking to me and they realize, oh shit, you cool as fuck. You down to earth. Like, yeah. Like, I don't think I'm better than anybody, but that's the impression that I get from Chrissy. Y'all see this melanin popping? Do you see that I got a little bit of a tan? Listen, sometimes I look pale, but right now, baby. Okay. He said, you know what? I had chopped you up to a loss. Like, I was like, I had tried to holler at you, but you didn't seem interested. So I just called it a wash and was like, it's whatever, and focused on who like me. She shares, like he asked, what was your upbringing or how you were brought up? She was like, I was raised in Italy. My mom had a baby. She wanted an Italian baby, and the end. I didn't know my daddy. As a matter of fact, I didn't meet my dad until 6 years ago, and he cool. We got a cool relationship. He cool. And then Chris chimes in and says, you know what? I can understand that. My dad denied me till the day he died. Like, he never claimed me as his child. You know that gotta feel away. So that also tells you that he may not have had any male role models to show him like how to lead, and that's why he is wanting to be kept as well. Okay. She also then shares, growing up, that my mom was not an affectionate person. The way she showed her affection was what she did for you and how she took care of you. You got a place to live, I'm feeding you, I'm clothing you, that kind of thing. Okay, so as a black woman who has a black mother who was probably around the same age as Chrissy's, so anyone in the boomer pretty much generation has this kind of mentality, at least as far as I recognize. I mean, raise your hand if you were raised in a household where your mother did not show affection, like hugs and say, I love you. I mean, that ain't all of us, but that's a lot of us. So for me, it's important that I show my children that I love them, that I hug them, that I say that I love them. So y'all let me know down below in the comments if you can relate to what she says. But this is what I couldn't relate to. He said, Chris says, how did that affect your previous relationships? She said it didn't, because I ain't really been in no relationship. Well, boom. You're probably not ready to love right now either, because it seems like you got some shadow work, honey, that you need to do, that you are resting on your beauty. And I'm sure you've got a whole lot more to offer than that beautiful face and body that you have. Oh, I'm sorry. She said, I don't do relationships. I had to fix that. I don't do relationships. And I still stand with, that means you're not ready for love. Because do you even know how to have an effective relationship? I mean, it looks like you can, because you and Stacy were really good friends, and you know, we're building something, and that's really how you apply it to intimate relationships, but you know, scale it up one more, right? So I don't know about this. I literally wrote, you ain't ready. Chris said, you know what, I'm gonna just read you for a second, and you 70% in and 30% and maybe. And he was like, I'm feeling the same way too. She kind of nodded. I mean, she kind of told us in her diary cam that, yeah, I would agree with him. Neither of you are 70%, 30%. And here's why. Both of you want to be kept. That relationship ain't going to work. He is not going to lead the way that Chrissy wants him to. And it's just what it is. They just can't be together because of that. They both want to be taken care of. They both want to be housewives. House spouses? That would be better. That's better. That was low. House spouses. The next date we see is Amber and Joelle. And listen, I don't really like, and when I'm talking about they don't match, right? When I say that about people, I'm looking at them aesthetically together. And they are definitely opposites. They are definitely opposites. And this might be what the title is about, Opposites Attract, because they are definitely opposites. They don't necessarily seem like they mesh well, like they would click together. You know how you see couples and you be like, oh yeah, they look good together. Oh, they match. You know what I'm saying? Like their energy, their vibe, and all that kind of stuff matches. You know what I mean? So, looking at them, I don't get that energy. However, it seems to have been a successful date for the both of them. She said that there's a natural physical attraction between the two of them. Honey, that's because Joelle got a body for the gods, okay? Listen, he works hard on that body and the way he looks. She asked if he wanted to be married again, and he said, yes, I definitely want to be married again. And I could appreciate Joel asking real questions like, does this age difference, will it bother you? I'm 31, you know, I think he's what, 40? I mean, she's 31 and I think he's like 40-ish, 41, 40, 41, anyway. And can you handle a ready-made family? Like coming in, I got a set of twins. Is that something that you're up to? And I wrote down that she should have been like, nah, I'm really not ready, because he's looking for someone for his children, to help him take care of his children. Yes, to be a companion for him, but also to help him with them damn kids. Y'all know how hard it is to raise kids if you are a single parent, male or female, honey. It is hard. It takes a lot of effort, and we all could use a little help. I mean, mine is 25 and almost 14. You would think I would be like, oh, it's smooth sailing for now. It is not. You are forever a parent, okay, until you are not. She really should have thought about that, because that's a real thing. You 31 finna jump in, look, to be somebody's mama. Girl, it's a no for me. I wrote down, listen, if you get into this with him, you are a district attorney. Your life is extremely busy. You got shit happening. Y'all gonna need a nanny. You ain't gonna be able to be the type of mother that he wants you to be, the kind that is there and present all the time. It's going to be it's going to be rough at first until you figure out how to juggle being this extreme professional who has a very demanding day. Joelle, in his confessional, he was like, you know what, Joelle don't chase no youngsters. Like 31 is young. And I don't normally, I was like, oh, come on, Joelle, because we know that the men like the younger women. And he was like, yeah, no, that ain't my thing. But Amber is mature. And she was like, yeah, I got an old soul. You know what I'm saying? Like I did too. And listen, she's got her shit together. At 31 and a district attorney, you gotta have your shit together and be dedicated into doing something in order to be in that space at this particular time in your life. She enjoyed her date. They both enjoyed the date. When they got up, he was like, so do I get that kiss? Because I forgot to mention when they walked up, he asked, can I kiss you on the cheek? And she said, well, how many other people you been kissing? Okay, because we know Troy was kissing everybody and she liked Troy. So she let him kiss him and she said, maybe at the end of the date, I'll kiss you back. And so when they stood up, he did kiss her on the cheek. I mean, she did kiss him on the cheek. You could tell like she was physically attracted to him. You can tell when a woman is attracted to a man and vice versa, honey, the way they look at you with their eyes. You know what I'm saying? There's a moment where there is this like connectivity. Yeah. This currency flowing through, and you be like, okay, yeah, I like this. Yeah. The next date we see is Liz and Jason. I don't like them together. I don't like them together. They don't match. They don't feel natural to me. I don't, but she seems to be liking him, and we know that he is definitely lusting after her, honey. And she came again like, I got all this body, I'm a classy lady, yes, I love the Lord, but I'm fine as fuck, in her romper, honey, with the off the shoulders. Listen, I love a good romper. If you know me in real life, you know that I am a romper queen. Jumpsuits, rompers, all of it, all this goodness be in a romper with the fupa, okay, with the fupa. So as they sit down and they start to converse, you know, they're sitting in front of a Ferris wheel. Her very first question out the gate is, how do you feel about sex before marriage? I commend her. Let's get this out right now. I want to talk about it now. Let's not waste no time. Because if this ain't for you, like it's like AJ, then you got to keep on walking. I ain't talking to you anymore. Seems like I sing that every review. You could just go, walk on, keep on. I wonder if that's my, is that a theme song for me? Anyway, so he says, you know what? I'm with it if that's your thing. I'm with it, especially if you're waiting for marriage. I'm okay with it. It's gonna be hard, but I can do it. Now, I'm gonna support you. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it with you. If I like you and I want this to go somewhere, then I'm gonna do it. You know, and listen, you ain't gotta be engaged for forever. You know, at this age, you should know what it is that you want out of a relationship. You should be able to date long enough to see if they meet all of your needs. It don't take long to be married. I mean, to be engaged, to go get married. Not in your 40s, it don't. And I actually liked his answer. I felt like it was honest, especially because he said it was going to be hard. But then he said, I want to honor you. You know what I'm saying? And honor that. And she said, well, how do you feel about dating older women? Because you 36, right? And I'm 40. He was like, you look younger than me, girl. Listen, them 30-year-olds, honey, be coming for us in our 40s. They be coming for us. They go get on the Ferris wheel. And the Ferris, I'm low-key scared of heights, okay? But I would get on a Ferris wheel. I would get on a Ferris wheel. I'm low-key scared of heights, but I think that is such a romantic thing to do. And he seized the opportunity while he was on there. He gave her an unexpected kiss. I really feel like it was unexpected. Like, it threw her for a loop because he grabbed her face and shit. I think he might have felt that the opportunity was right, but I feel like maybe she did not, you know. But it was romantic, you know what I'm saying? She was not there. I mean, she was all leaned into him and stuff, you know. Listen, we do give subtle clues about the things that we want. I just feel like she wasn't prepared or ready for it. Y'all let me know down below in the comments. Did I misread that? So then they get off the Ferris wheel. They're packing the stuff up. And, you know, they say, you know, a really good date, blah, blah, blah. He leans in to kiss her again. And again, she's thrown off by it. Like, kissing is so intimate. It is my favorite thing to do in a relationship. I love to kiss, especially if you're a good kisser. It connects us in a way like, I don't want to kiss you too soon, especially if I don't have that vibe with you. And I feel like they ain't really got that vibe, and that kiss was awkward, but whatever. And, you know, the one thing I liked is that he was like, let me grab that bag, as he walked her to her car. She said in her little diary cam, you know, I feel away because I kissed him. I feel like I shouldn't have kissed him because I still care about David. You shouldn't have kissed him because you probably aren't feeling him all the way in that space. And you really wish that David would have kissed you. And I feel like this is going to be the issue for them next episode. You know, when David throws a tantrum, I believe it's next episode. I think she shares about the kiss. Okay. Moving right along, let's talk about AJ and Kyra. Now, the two of them match to me. Their energy matches. They look good together. I think that this episode, he redeemed himself. She rolled up in her little BMW coupe, whatever number series it is. She stepped out looking like a goddess like always. He gave her roses. Like, I love flowers. Hey, boo, you listening? Okay, when you come in. You do a recognizance on me. I say it often. I like flowers, fresh flowers. People be like, I don't like flowers because they die. They could die here with me. Because then I you know, dry them out and I use them, you know, in stuff, okay? He has a private room set up, honey, for the two of them. He looks good. He always looks good in the suit, though. She looks good in her. I can't wear them kind of dresses. They show too many ripples and dimples for me, but she looked hella good in it. And they sit down and they have a conversation. He's got lobster for them. Like, it's a good date so far. He is definitely trying to redeem himself from that last fiasco. She shares with him again, you know, her reservations about dating him. Like, I like you, but you're a wild card. Like, I'm not too sure. Like, a wild card means you could be good for me or you could be a playboy like Amber believes. Like, that's what a wild card is, in case anybody is wondering. I wrote down, if you're gonna give him a shot, then you have to wipe his slate clean. You have to take a chance and wipe his slate clean. The end. There's no other question, no way around it. And that goes for everybody. Anytime you decide, you know what, I'm going to give you another shot, you cannot hold them to past indiscretions. You might keep a small memory in your head, but really wipe the slate clean because it's not going to work otherwise. And they play Never Have I Ever, which I thought was really clever. Oh. Bars. Yes, Kingston. Bars, okay? Anyway, so if you have done it, you take a drink. If you haven't, you don't take a drink. I like it. I like Never Have I Ever. If you're dating someone new, I think that this might be a good game to help you relax and get to know each other and to get to know, like, intimate things. Like, what did they say? Never have I ever cheated. Okay? So Kyra's like, does high school count? It all counts. AJ said, never have I ever been in love. Honey, he was moving that up to his lips so slow. And she was like, I know you lying. He was like, yeah, I've been in love several times. And she asked, well, why didn't those relationships work out? Communication was the bottom line. Communication was the issue. He said he doesn't trust what people say. He doesn't believe them. So are you ready for a relationship if you can't trust what I say, if you can't get to know me and learn that I am trustworthy? Are you ready? And is that more of a reflection of what you think about what you say and the lies that you've told to many, many, many women before? I'm just asking. He kind of, I think the moment that she was really second guessing him was when she was like, okay, so shouldn't we get on the same page? Shouldn't we be able to talk and be able to understand one another? Like, get to a place of communication that is comfortable, where we understand each other's needs and what the other person is saying. And he's just like, well, why would you have a grievance with me or whatever? And I think that it was just timing. I think that he was trying to lighten the mood, but she was like, no, this is a serious conversation. She went on to then let us know that sometimes it feels like there is a miss in communication between the two of them. That there's sometimes a break, and she just really wants to see if this thing could work. But communication is high on her to-do list, like the check box. I think it is for all of us. Communication, commitment, compromise. Anyway, so he realizes, oh shit, I got to redeem myself. And he shares that the obstacle is that he's used to having his autonomy, raised in a single household with a lot of brothers and sisters, being the oldest. So being interdependent with someone is hard, which is what you have to do when you're in a marriage, in a relationship, anything committed. You have to be interdependent upon one another. not dependent and not independent, but interdependent, meaning we're going to coexist together and collaborate together and work shit through together. And someone who is extremely independent or has a lot of autonomy may have a problem with doing so. So that's also a thing when you get married later in life. I think I said it before, you've been by yourself for so long that when it's time to include someone, I think I said it about Liz, when it's time to include someone into your life and make these adjustments, are you able to do that? Because you've had so much autonomy and independence. It's work. You can, but it's work. So they have a moment, like a breakthrough moment, because he says, you know, this is something that I want. Because she's like, well, are you really ready to love? And he was like, yes, I understand that it's going to take work, and this is something that I really want. I wrote down shit. These dudes is concerned about the women's connections as well. But the thing is, it doesn't feel the same. You know what I'm saying? It's like they know, like they understand how the game works, where women have a problem with dating more than one person. Men know that this is what we do on a regular basis. This is it. So, and they kind of, from what I hear, from when I'm talking to men, a lot of men feel like women have people just waiting in line and that we players. No, we date. And there is someone that we could call, but if we like you, we tend to focus our attention on you, and we are working on dating more than one person so that we don't get stuck. I wrote down, you know, with the fellas, you know, they concerned about their standing and connections too, because they want to stay on the show. I did like that he said that he wanted companionship, that his other relationships did not have that, and that he also wanted the companionship. I totally understand that. My marriage was not built on a foundation of companionship and friendship, which is so important to me so that we can get along really well and understand each other really well as friends and lovers. He then asked her, okay, so where do I stand? And she was like, you're in my top three. Top three, I only know 2 people you dating. Who else she was dating? Who? Only know Jason and AJ. Was it somebody we missed? Did she go out on a date with Dietrich and we didn't get to see it? Speaking of Dietrich, we then see Vernisha and Dietrich, and they are out on a date, and this is an epic fail in Vernisha's book. You know, Dietrich asked good questions. He was just like, oh, say, what does a day in the life look like? And she was like, I got all these things that I do, and I be really busy. He said, well, are you ready for a relationship? People make time for the things that they want to do. You could just stop right there. People make time for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have to remind you, if you are chasing after them, to see them, to spend time with them, to talk with them, then you should just cut your losses and move on. I don't have to share that with you because we all know that to be true, but sometimes it is hard because we want a thing. A thing might start off really well and then it starts to dwindle and you're trying to figure out why. Listen, don't. The closure is goodbye, right? You don't really need to know why they stopped leaving you, to leave you alone. We women always want closure. Closure for what? You want to hear why he don't fuck with you? You want your feelings hurt again? You can figure it out on your own. You don't need the closure. That's what I've learned. We don't require the closure. The closure was goodbye. He says that in his diary cam, that if he had to choose right now today, that he would choose her if this was the, you know, the time. And I wrote down, she's curvy, she a thick girl, but I understand y'all said that she's a different type, but they were both very curvy. I understood what y'all was saying about Tressa versus Vernisha, right? But they both are very much so curvy, and he said that he had moved on from that type. He said to her, well, what are your expectations in a relationship? She said, just be a leader and be a man. Okay, now before he started talking, because I have to pause every now and again, I literally wrote, we need to define more than just be a leader. There are varying degrees of leaders and man. You got the machismo man. You got the leader that is like a dictator. Like, you have to be more specific, because for me, a leader knows everyone's strengths, right? You know what I'm good at and where I can provide assistance. You know that you can't do everything on your own. You know that I am here to provide assistance. Dietrich then says there are several levels to a man. And then goes in to explain, you know what I'm saying? Like different, you know, because listen, I want a man that has the balance of divine feminine energy and divine masculine energy, meaning they know how to be vulnerable and open up and share and communicate, but they also know how to, you know, provide and protect? I don't know. Y'all, tell me what you think down below in the comments. She says, you know what, it takes a special kind of man to deal with me, to handle me. And he goes, he says, you know, that means you're tough. You're tough. You're a tough cookie. She was like, no, I'm zero tolerance. I say it takes a special kind of man to deal with me, and I understand exactly what she means. I'm not tough. I'm just not going to be in line with the bullshit. I'm about to call you out on your shit, and I don't have to deal with it. And he says, well, you know what, that equals tough. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. That means to me then, Dietrich, that you full of shit all the time. Is that what that means? Probably not. So take her at what she says. I'm not going to put up with your bullshit. Zero tolerance. She said to him, he said to her, you make me nervous. You make me nervous. She shares with us that he said that powerful women make him nervous. And for her, that's a problem. A powerful woman is a woman who is going to challenge the status quo and not going to just go ahead and follow you blindly. I think that that's what scares him is that she knows what she wants, baby. But does she? Because when she was like, I want a man that leads and a man's man, and that's why she likes Joelle. Like, what other quality? Like, y'all, listen. He could be a man's man and lead and don't work and tell you what the fuck to do with your money. And so, listen, be clear about what it is that you want when someone's asking about your expectations. Because a nigga could be like, oh yeah, I'm a man. And you gonna do what I said because you a woman and you subservient. Like, you beneath me. Y'all be careful what you ask for. Anyway. She is no longer interested in Dietrich. So now we back at the ladies' lounge, honey. We back together, sitting around, talking to Tommy. And I just tell you this. Alexis, I don't like this move. So Alexis talks about her date with Ron. And how it was magical. And she got a piggyback ride. And yeah, he did say I was his #1. That was strictly for Chrissy. That was strictly to jab her, to make her feel away. And it made me think back to, I don't compete over no man. I'm competitive, but I don't compete over no man. Like, I'm not understanding what this low-key rivalry is, this one-up that you don't have to make her feel bad. Shit, she already knows that you are a threat because y'all talk all the damn time. You've already mentioned that he was interested in you. Like, she already knows that you guys have a connection. Do you literally have to kick her further down? Oh, that's right, because you think she's prettier than you. You think that she has something to offer that you don't, because she's his type. So I'm not with that. Like, I was not here for that. Y'all could be here for it, but I was not here for that. But that's because I am not going to be trying to prove myself to no other woman about no man. I'm not doing it. I don't want to do it. I might ask a few questions. You might volunteer the information, but I am not in competition with you, sister. Okay? I'm not. He likes you for the reasons that he likes you. He likes me for the reasons that he likes me. Some of the things may be the same, and some of them may not. I think I might have been triggered a little bit by that. And you can see that Chrissy is unnerved by it. You know what I'm saying? You can see, but you know, she says, you know what? It's whatever. I know he likes me. Then Amber talks about her date with Joelle. Now, the funny thing is, they always pan around to the people that they had been dating to see what their reaction is. And Vernisha, honey, was not for it. Vernisha is very much so territorial. She talks about her date with Joelle and mentions a kiss. Oh yeah, and we shared a kiss. She didn't say shared, we kissed. She did not say it was a kiss on the cheek, because Vernisha was like, well shit, I feel away because we haven't shared a kiss. He's kissed you on your cheek. He's kissed you in the same manner that he has Amber, but she left that detail out. Was that intentional? Kyra then starts talking about her date with AJ and says it was the most romantic date she had ever been on. Let me back up and say Amber was excited to share her date with Joelle. She was beaming. She was glowing. She was smiling like she does with Chris. Okay. She said, back to Kyra and AJ. She said it was the best date ever that she had ever had. And right now, it's a toss-up between AJ and Jason for her top. I ain't seen her date nobody else. That Jason makes her feel safe and secure. You can see that Liz is visibly uncomfortable with her speaking of Jason in this manner. And that AJ is more of a wild card. So, you know, and as you see Liz, as well as any of these other women, when they start to feel away, it's hard to know that your boo is interested in someone else. And not only that, it's hard to hear them speak about their interests. It's hard to hear them say what kind of dates they've been on. It's one thing to know that he's dating. It's a whole nother beast to know what's actually happening on those dates. To know when they're going out and what they're doing and the experiences that they're sharing. Like, it's a whole nother feeling, okay? Look, listen, trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Takes a whole lot of woman to be able to process how you're feeling and to deal with your emotion and understand that it does not negate you or your value. If you child, so the conversation for another day. So Liz gets to start talking. I'm all like, the big payback, because that's exactly what this shit felt like. She starts talking about her date with Jason, okay? And Cher, you know what, he leaned in and he gave me a peck. Like, honey, he might feel like a safe space to you because he's a gentleman. He's a safe space with me. Makes me feel like it's a safe space too. But guess what? I got a kiss. I got a kiss. That's exactly how that felt to me. Like, you finna talk about how Jason is a safe space for you? Well, ho, listen. It's that back and forth. It's that tip for tat. It is. It hit a jealous nerve with Kyra, so much so, because she says, I'm highly competitive and I'm coming for you. Oh, okay. So forget a genuine connection, right? Let's just be jealous and let's just compete to get this man. Who cares if I build a genuine connection and I find out that I don't really like him or that we don't really mesh well? How about that? That's competition enough. I'm only ever competing to be better than myself. And when I feel like I'm competing with someone else, then I pull up. Hello? No, that's not what Talisa Ray does. I compete with me to be better for me. I am not competing with who I think you're dating or who I know you're dating. That's my own shit. All right, y'all, listen. So then Tommy asked, well, who's a no? Who's a no? And so Vernisha starts off and was like, it's a no for me for Dietrich. And people jumped on board, several people. I can't even remember who it was because it was the first one that I didn't write it down. Then Chrissy says that Chris is a no. Then Amber is looking like, wait, what? She's like, there's no romantic connection. But also along with Chrissy, who said that, was Kyra as well as Liz. That was 3 people. I think Vernisha might have agreed as well, but each of these people had quite a few people that were like, yeah, it's a no for me. And then Amber comes in and was like, listen, AJ is here to play the game. I ain't with it. Kai was like, hold up. She was like, listen, Amber, listen. I sat there and listened to y'all talk about Chris. So y'all finna take this about, AJ, right? I wrote down, Kyra is the spicy lawyer. Amber is the I'm gonna gather you together lawyer. Like, I'm gathering you together. Hear what I have to say. Yay, no, it is what it is. That's how she's a DA. Not to say that Kyra won't ever be. Vernisha and Liz and Alexis agree about AJ. And I was shocked about Alexis because Alexis, he was your top. He's your type. And we find out in a minute why. So the bottom 3, Dietrich, AJ, Chris. And they are all equally like no interest. But we could tell by that list who is going to go home. Who doesn't have a real connection with someone. It would be Dietrich, but we're going to go through the process anyway. So Kyra was talking to Dietrich and Alexis was talking to AJ. Alexis told AJ, hey, listen. you don't seem interested anymore. Like, I don't know if it's because your attention is with Kyra. Again, you name dropping. Like, your insecurities are showing so much to me. Like, I just can't stand it, Alexis. I really can't stand it, babe. I can't stand it. You got a lot to fucking offer and do not need to be calling out names and wondering what place you were in, number one. Just because you said so when you woke up. You are Alexis Fly Jones and I'm number one. So I just really wish that I could just be there and be like, could you stop? Could you stop comparing? Stop worrying about them and worry about what you got going on. The end. But you know, he pulls her in and you know, cause he thinking it's a regular date, you know. Oh no, bro. She here to tell you that the ladies think you a player. That ain't the song. That ain't the song. But whatever. Then you see Kyra and she's over there talking to Dietrich. And you know, she name dropped. Vernisha said, you know what, listen. She ain't like you because you're not a leader. Because you was afraid, you weren't opening up. You seemed like you were too shy and quiet and afraid to be your authentic self. I kind of inferred with that. And said, and so because of that, you are not ready to love. When Alexis shared with AJ that they're going to give him another shot, he actually got a little teary-eyed, like, shit, I need to step my game up. He don't want to go home. He don't want to go home. He don't want to go home. He wants to stay to the end. I can see him and Kyra staying to the end if he just steps his game up just a smidge, and get rid of the playboy attitude, I guess, that everybody is showing. You know, and like he said, confidence can sometimes look like egotistical, or like you got a big ego, or arrogant. There's the word, to some. Y'all, let me know what you think down below about this episode. Who so far do you think are really matching? Who? Right. I am your girl, Talisa Ray. Thank you so much for watching my review of Ready to Love season number 4, Opposites Attract. Listen, if it's your first time visiting my channel, definitely click that subscribe button and become a ray of sunshine. Listen, this Friday is our first monthly sync up. If you haven't joined us, I don't think it's any spaces left. It might be 1 or 2. I don't know. We gonna be lit. Bring your drinks and bring your ability to be vulnerable, open, and honest. It is a safe space wherever I am. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up because you like me and I know it's real. Go ahead and share it with your family because you want them to come in and talk about this stuff with us too. Look who's in Punchinella 47. Look who's in Punchinella 48. Y'all don't know that playground little rhyme thing that you usually do, you know? Okay, you know, shake it to the east is the same kind of thing. Anyway, I love you in real life and want every good thing that God has in store for you, even if you don't know what that is for yourself. Hugs and kisses and lots of love. I'll catch you on the next review.